On social media, we always hear about all of the wins and successes that people are experiencing in entrepreneurship. Today, I want to share with you some of the lessons that I have learned and be completely transparent so that you can have success going into 2025. For those of you that are new to my channel, hello, my name is Jessie. I am a corporate event planner. I've been doing it for 14 years. And here on this channel, we talk about all the unsexy things about being entrepreneurs, specifically in the event industry. One of the things I always recommend for people to do is take time to look at what worked and what did not work in this year so that you can learn or find ways to make it work a lot better for you going into the upcoming years. So I know we have had a lot of ups and downs in our industry in the last 4 to 5 years. However, I will not give up. I want to grow my business in a way that I'm impacting a lot of people, a lot of my vendors, my clients, and I took the time to just have this reflection so that I'm able to look at ways to just make things move more smoothly. So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is the challenges that I faced specifically in 2024. So, the first challenge that I did end up facing was all around vendors. I had some vendors that unfortunately either went out of business or they had to transition back into corporate, so their availability kind of shifted. I was one of those people that was very proactive with staying on top of my vendor relationships. So when this change occurred, I had to start interviewing new people and finding better solutions that came with vendor relations. So, one of the things I recommend for everyone is to always look at ways to maintain relationships so that you're not having a lot of turnover. And sometimes turnover is just going to happen. It doesn't matter if it's a venue that you work with that unfortunately closed, or maybe they shifted some of their rules and regulations. It might be a bartender. There's all kinds of reasons for there to be a shift in someone's business. But you want to know what you're going to do when that shift occurs. So, not always having staff was some challenges that we end up experiencing in 2024. We found a way around it. However, I am having to look for new vendors for some of the other areas in which we serve. And the thing about entrepreneurship is that you will have challenges, you will have obstacles, and there might be some sleepless nights, but don't allow that for it to discourage you or think that you should give up. Sometimes it takes you to take a step back to look and see exactly what you want to do in your business and just get realigned to why you're doing what you're doing. One of the other challenges was all around our operating costs. I stay on top of this. However, it is happening a little bit more steady than it used to in previous years. And one of the things I've recommended to every business owner, you want to actively stay present to your expenses and, most importantly, the things you're purchasing. We know a lot of things are going to be shifting in the upcoming years. And this is not a political post, but we know that things are going to happen. And we do understand, and I hope you do understand, how some of those changes will impact your business with impacting your operating costs, especially for those of you that buy party supplies. A lot of that stuff is not made in the United States. So, of course, that means you buying balloons and all the other stuff is going to cost you more. So, you do want to stay on top of your operating costs. But don't let that be something that you're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be harder to do business. Unfortunately, it's costs and expenses are just going to be what it is. The best thing to do is stay in front of it, increase your prices so that when things are increasing, that you're not taking a loss on how much money your business is actually making. Forms that one of the platforms that helps me with staying on top of this is QuickBooks. I will make sure to have a link for my affiliate link inside the description of this video so that you can check it out. This is one of those game changers, especially for those of us in the event industry, because you can track your mileage inside of the app. You can have it linked to your bank account so that whenever you're buying supplies or paying people, it can sync correctly, and you're going to be reducing some of your overhead expense when it comes to tax season. But one of the ways I stay on top of that is using QuickBooks, as well as monitoring my revenue that's coming in through HoneyBook. The second thing that I recommend for everyone to do, and what I do inside of my business, is I don't like to just always think about the doom and gloom of what we do, I like to also take time to celebrate the wins, regardless if they're small or big. It can be tempting to always think about these grand things that happen, like, oh, I crushed it past this new milestone. That's something that we've noticed, that we had less issues with client satisfaction with our event execution. So for me, it can be seen as a small win, but to me, that's a big win. Because in the past, I would say we were probably having about 5% of issues, but that was over a whole year. So that's not a ton compared to what we do. But I would definitely say this year around, it's probably been around 1% with any type of issue. I would say for every 20 events we're doing, we may have a bump. And it's not even big bumps, which to me shows that our communication has gotten better. The way that I'm communicating also to my vendors has gotten better, as well as creating a better expectation level for our client. So when it comes to looking at wins, I try to just look at previous years to compare how that progress is going. One of the things I did notice is that my revenue did go down a little bit this year. However, my profits got better. And I also saw that there was a shift in some of the types of events that we have. I'm going to be trying out this new platform I'll share once I get it up and going next year, because I want to start having true analytics and statistics in my business. So I have case studies as to what my clients are leaning towards, what is their average spend with me. I want to have all that easily accessible. So I will keep you posted on that. And don't just get caught up in the big goals. It's nice to be able to say, my company made it past this dollar amount, but take time. Just give yourself like an hour and just allow yourself just to write those things down on a piece of paper and celebrate. It may not have been what you ultimately were going after, but you don't want to only focus on the big things and totally miss out on the items that are moving you a little bit further, a little bit closer to your goals each and every day. There's so much power in taking time to reflect. I know it feels like this fourth quarter has gone by fast and like a wrecking ball. I feel as if there are certain areas I could have gotten a little bit better with communication, just because I have a lot of things going on in my personal life as well as inside of both of my businesses. But I did not want to not share about why it's important to take time to reflect. You want to create, even if it's like 2 days, even if you only can do a weekend before going into the new year, take the time to just think about what you want for your business. What have you accomplished? What were some of the challenges? Because I feel that we look at challenges as it being a negative. There's always something to learn. I recently took on some new types of clients inside of my industry, and we had some issues with making sure we were able to execute an event. And my vendor was a little frustrated because of the changes. And I'm like, you know what? This is growing pains. I'm like, tell me what I have to pay just to make sure we get through this one event. And I'm willing to pay that just to know how we can make sure everything goes smoothly in 2025. And I recommend for you too to look at those types of challenges in your business the same way. It's going to cost money to learn. And as much as we try to avoid those learning and life changes, they just happen. But don't see it as an end all be all in your business. Take time to reflect on how you can implement what you learned into your business to move forward. So once I've taken time to celebrate my wins, acknowledge what challenges I have, now I take time to sit down and actually create my goals. I have created a digital vision board. There's a young lady named Daya that has a YouTube channel. I'll make sure to put the video that I watched of hers that was talking about how to create a vision board. And I really enjoyed this video. So I ended up doing the exact same thing to create vision boards with intentions. And the way that you have intentions is being realistic and taking time to reflect on what worked and what did not work. And then also just giving yourself the freedom to have dreams and goals inside of your business based off of real data. You know, on here, I always talk about the importance of understanding your business. That is the big difference from a business owner and someone as a hobbyist. And there's not shade to anyone that is doing something just to be a hobby or just for extra money. But if you're really trying to embrace entrepreneurship so that your business makes it past 2 years, so it makes it past 5 years, so it makes it past 10 years, It takes leaning into the numbers and the data inside of your business to make informed decisions so that you are able to really steer the direction your business is going. One thing I've learned as a business owner is not always going to be about pushing farther, pushing faster, or just pushing in general. It's really about having intention inside of the actions in which you're doing. I recently was on a flight and I was speaking to someone and I was saying that the biggest challenge that sometimes people face is because they're trying to push, that they end up breaking themselves because they're not having clarity on their intentions. And what happens is then they set these crazy goals that create a space that they're burnt out and they fall out of love with what they do. So the reason you want to be able to have clarity on your intentions in your business is that it really fires you up. And to be very transparent, I feel like over the years I had lost a little bit of my focus, especially because of losing my mom back in 2018 and the whole panorama happened and the open close situation occurred. It really kind of put me in bad spirits. And now I am actually really excited, like how I was feeling back in 2016, 2017. I feel that again. And I'm super excited to hear about how you two are able to set these goals and take time to reflect on your business, because I have had moments where I didn't have money in my bank account. I had moments where clients didn't pay me on time, because in corporate clients, a lot of times they have to get checks cut or they pay you through their corporate office. And I had to learn even this year, what am I okay with and what am I not okay with when it comes to payment terms? And most importantly, how do I increase my profit margins and the revenue that my company is making so that we can grow and I'm not creating a stressful situation of always working. And it just takes time to just be honest about what's working well in your business and what is not working. So as we close out this year, you've been able to find out I had challenges around vendors. I had some challenges around the supply costs going up. I found myself not really always agreeing with payment terms with some of the corporate clients. But on the good side, we did find some solutions that pertain to those different topics, but also a new door opened for another type of client within our niche. And I'm really excited about it. But before I rush into next year, I'm going to take time to evaluate my pricing. I'm going to evaluate the pricing strategy and structure that we're going to be doing so that not only am I bringing in money, because revenue and profit are not the same. I want to be able to be building something that has the longevity that I desire and that I'm able to help and impact the people that I want to help and impact. So I'd like to hear from you. What is a lesson that you have learned in 2024? And be honest, be transparent, because I know for those of us in the event industry, there's not always that transparency. And believe me, when I'm talking on the phone with people or I'm meeting individuals at networking events, those that look like everything is going well, often that is not the case. So this is a safe space for us to connect and grow together. Talk to you later. Peace.